That was my first start
It was.
in the NBA. Then I'm going up against Kobe. That's my idol. I had been playing the game before. I had played real well. I think we had played Dallas or somebody. I played real good, and I just remember like, man, I'm about to start my first start against Kobe.
Man.
And it's crazy is I came out. My first shot of the game, I hit a jumper, but
Okay.
Wesley Johnson was on me. See, I remember the whole thing.
All right.
And I think he had went on the screen or something. He wasn't playing me tight, and I hit the jumper, a 2-point jumper, the
Yeah.
mid-range jumper. And I remember Kobe, like, because, you know, they was trying to fight to get in the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
So I remember he yelled at Wes, and then next thing I know, he was guarding me. And
How that feel? You know, like what was that? What was that initial feeling once Kobe switches on to you?
oh, it was like, man, it's on. That's how I was. I had just played well. I just hit my first shot.
So you feeling
I'm
good?
going up against, you know, who
All
I
right.
think the greatest player of all time. I'm like, man, it's on. Let's get it
All
on.
right, go ahead, keep going.
And I just remember a couple of those plays like that because he did it more than once. And he just started guarding me at the free throw line. I got the ball at the 3-point line. He always at the free throw line. And I told him I've been good my whole life.
Yeah.
I've been the bad my whole life. I never had nobody guard me like that.
Yeah.
So it messed me up psychologically. I'm like,
Yeah, you don't know
what's
what
going
to
on?
do,
I don't know what to do. Somebody got me at the free throw line. I don't know if I should pass. I don't know if I should shoot. I'm like, should I try to drive? I'm like, why is he giving me so much space? I'm just
Yeah.
holding the ball. And, man, he got into my head. He got into my head. I'm hitting the crowd, shoot.
Yeah.
And now I'm so nervous about shooting the ball. I'm so messed up. I really don't want to shoot it. Now that I
Yeah.
shoot it, that thing ain't going in. It ain't going in.
Confidence just rattled at that moment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You ever talk to Kobe about that night? Did he ever say anything
It's crazy. I talked to him after the game.
after the game?
After the game,
How did that happen? Because
I don't remember. I don't know if someone told him how big of a fan I was or whatever. But I just remember after the game, I was coming out the locker room and walking through the tunnel about to, you know, going to the garage to the cars, and Kobe right there, and he called me over there, and he was just talking to me, and that's the only time I ever been starstruck in my life, where I was talking to somebody and I wasn't even talking back. I'm just looking up and I'm just listening. And I remember he told me, young fella, man, you gonna be good. You could be good. He said, but you gotta work on your jump. He said, lock yourself in that gym and get that jumper straight. And when he told me that, I just ran with it. I remember that summer. I mean, that was towards the end of the season already. And that summer, that's all I wanted to improve on. My jumper.
Is he as unstoppable as people say that he is? He really is. And the thing that makes him so unstoppable is that he never stops coming. I mean, I don't care what, you know, this year we were up in New Orleans, and I think we were up by like either 8 or 12, and it was fourth quarter, maybe 6 minutes left, 5 minutes left, time running down. So, you know, we pretty much had the game in control. All we had to do was kind of coast out. And we stood at the free throw line, and he's like, you know, I ain't gonna let us lose, right? And I'm like, man, what? Like, you know. And so I look back at him and I say, you know, I'm not gonna let my team lose. He was like, all right, I just know I'm not letting my team lose. And so I'm back at him, I'm not letting my team lose, you know. And so right after that, man, he had to run off about 15 straight points on us. And I'm looking at the scoreboard going, come on, like time run down. And I'm like, man, I can't let this dude cannot just beat us single-handedly. And like, especially after I'm sitting there, you know, talking crap back and forth to him. And we ended up winning the game, but he almost beat us. He almost beat us by himself. And it's like, it was literally, you know, it's his drive. And like, looking into his eyes, you know, some guys can say stuff like, yeah, we're going to win the game. But you look at him, and he's standing there with a stern face like, we winning the game. And he almost make you believe it. So you gotta, hey man, like, no, you're not. Like, you know, he almost made me believe that we was on the list. So it's like, you know, I love that drive about him, and that's what I was saying. I want to take that the next year. And you know, Byron Scott was telling me, he was like, when we played against him in LA, and you know, the year was winding down, and it may have been a matchup. You know, we 1-2, and coach was like, you know, that guy on the other side, he playing for a ring. You know, and he understands what this moment is. And he understands he's going to come out here and try to take our heart now. So when he has to face us, you know, later on, closer to June, he knows what he's playing for. And he was like, guys in this locker room, you're going to have to match that. Because remember, he's playing for only one thing, and that's a ring. And, you know, going out of the locker room, you know, I was just like, one guy over there is making this whole locker room focus on him. And I was like, that needs to be me. I need to be this guy in this locker room that the whole locker room over there is talking about.
Man, I learned so much from him without him even speaking it. Just watching how he functioned and watching how he carried himself as a professional and watching how he carried himself, even though he is Kobe Bryant, the world-renowned person that he is, seeing the humility that he actually holds that people don't know about, right? That people don't hear as much because they see his confidence on the court and they don't understand the intellect that he has off the court and the humility that he has off the court as well. But one of the greatest life lessons I learned, we had a conversation about family and just when you get a platform, when you get a place of stature, how you deal with people close to you. And some people, they fall off. Some people turn against you. It's a whole whirlwind of things that happen once you get in that position. And I remember we were flying on the plane. I think we were going to Orlando one time, and you know, me and him were sitting together and he was telling me about that and just told me, he let me into an intimate space for him and his family and how things happened and played out with some of his family members. And during that time, it really resonated with me because I was going through something similar. And it truly helped me through my situation in my family circumstance, hearing that Kobe Bryant himself went through a similar situation, but also the knowledge and wisdom and understanding he has after going through it.
Summer of 1995, going into my sophomore year in college. And I was on the coaching staff at the ABCD camp, Teaneck, New Jersey, Farley Dickinson University. All the college players were the coaches. And on my team, I had Kobe Bryant, Jim Thomas, Lester Earl, and Jermaine O'Neal. We were spanking everybody 30, 40, 50 points a game. My guys weren't breaking a sweat. So after the game, I would make them run sprints, you know, because it was just too easy. After one game, Kobe decides he doesn't want to run. He gets an attitude and walks off the court while the rest of the team is doing sprints. I say, hey, Bean, what's going on, man? You know, you hurt? What's happening? He says, man, I ain't got to run no more. I don't want to run. I don't want to run. You know, we just won, man. I'm not running. I said, look, man, you're making yourself look bad in front of all these people. Your teammates are out here, you know, running, but you think you're different. So I'm just trying to prepare you for college because these coaches, man, they throw different things at you and you got to be mentally tough. You know, his dad comes down from the stands and he says, Coach Claus, what's the problem? I said, you know, Bean doesn't want to run. He said, oh, he doesn't? Why not? He says that he doesn't have to because we won. I said, oh, is that right? Hold on. He said, boy, come here. So Kobe gets up and walks over to him. And his dad, you know, punches him in the chest, you know, slides him across the floor in front of a gym packed full of people. It's about 1,000 people in there, you know, and he knocks the wind out of Kobe. Kobe sitting there gasping for air, you know, little tears coming down his cheek. And he says, boy, don't you ever disrespect your coaches and don't you ever embarrass your family like this. He said, your coach is right. You know, these coaches, they do tell you some crazy stuff. And he's just trying to prepare you. I tell you all the time, and now you're hearing it from somebody else. You don't want to listen. He said, now get up and get out there and run with everybody else. Kobe got out there, you know, crying and finished his sprint. Fast forward 2 years later, now he's got a year over me. He's got the seniority because he just finished his rookie year. Now I'm the rookie. After a big win, we smacked somebody by like 25, 30 points. And we're walking off the court. And he says to me, hey, Rook, hit the line. I already knew what time it was. You know, I started laughing at him. I said, all right, you got me. And he said, go. So I just started running my sprints with a big smile on my face, just laughing the whole time, running as hard as I could, you know, because I knew what that was about. You know, it was Kobe's revenge. You know what I mean? And it was just that lesson coming back to me about seniority. You know, our families were sitting together and my mom's trying to figure out what's going on. And you hear his mom and dad saying, boy, you ain't right for that. You ain't right. You know, and I look over and they're explaining to my mom what happened, what was going on. She says, you ain't got to do my baby like that. Why you do my baby like that? You know, but it was all good, man. It was a great experience, a great time to be alive and playing basketball. I got a chance to play with one of the greatest to ever do it.
We're playing at the Staples Center, and Kobe Bryant just has a 30-point quarter in the second quarter. He scored 30 points in the second quarter alone.
Wow.
And so, like, me, and we did this every game, me, Paul Millsap, and D. Brown sat next to each other so we could talk. We weren't getting in the game. We would talk. Like, man, did y'all just see that? And then during that game, Kobe's kind of giving some lip service to Coach Sloan. And, you know, Kobe Bryant goes, hey, man, you might need to put some of them young guys in. And so he says that while he's running down after he hits the shot. And we're all looking at the bench like, and don't put us in. Like, dude is already, he's not cooking. He's already, like, he's well done. He's in fuego. The rim is it looks like an ocean. Like, there's nothing anybody can do defensively. We go into halftime after he just scored 30 points in the second quarter. Coach Sloan is, throws his jacket off, unlooses his tie. He's like, is everybody just freaking scared of Kobe Bryant? He's just a man. I mean, if you're not scared, if anybody here is scared, please speak up. Nobody said anything, and he goes down the aisle. You're scared of him. You're scared of him. You're scared of him. And he gets to me, and he was like, you're scared of him. I was like, nah, coach, I'm not scared of Kobe. Like, do I respect him? Absolutely. But, he laces his shoes up, puts on his, tights, shorts, jersey, just like me. I was like, I only fear God. I was like, is he a phenomenal player? Yes. But that's why you respect him. But am I going to play hard against him? Give me the opportunity. He said, man, you're starting. And I was like, oh, shit. What?
What did you say? Yeah.
I was like, okay. And everybody was like, we call it up, we go out, and me, Paul, and D. Brown sitting there, and they look at me like, do you know what you just got yourself into? I was like, I literally said to them as a quote, man, I can't do any worse. He scored 30 points in one quarter.
That's true. That's a good way to look at it.
Like, at that rate, he would have scored 120 points. I was like, I've already seen him score 81. If I could just keep him low, did my job. And I think that I was just playing hard. Not that was the Kobe stopper or anything like that. I was just playing hard, contesting shots, and he missed a couple shots, and because of that, earned me some more minutes.
Came in Atlanta, man, the Lakers come through. I could tell they was off. When Lakers, the 2000, 2001, like, you knew when they was like, it's regular season, man. Like, let's get through this.
Yeah.
So I seen that. So I take full advantage. Boom. I had like 36 on Kobe. He meet me I'll be at the game. Kobe ain't gonna say too much.
Yeah.
After the game, he walked through, boom. Here's AT. That was cool. Like that one dribble pull up he had. Okay, boom. He wait to a whole year later, BD. He come back the next year in Atlanta, right before the tip off. He come right up to me, tap me on my back. I don't forget. I'm looking at the man like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna go get this same 36 I got last year. So, East Coast now, you gonna get to see it twice. Man, brother, I had 4 fouls. I don't know why Coach left me in and had me guarding. I had 4 fouls in the first quarter, and he had 25 in the first quarter. He was not playing, brother, and I'll never forget it. Hey, straight kill.
Your favorite Kobe moment? Too many to say?
Too many, yeah.
But there has to be one that stands out.
A couple. I got a lot of fun. One, when he passed me my first assist from Kobe. Good. The one, he let me wear his shoes the debut in the game because we couldn't play.
His personal shoes, you were the same size?
Yep.
Did you take him home afterwards or give him back?
Of course, took him home.
You're not going to jump rope in it, right?
It was the high tops.
I don't think you need to.
He's, he was always serious. He was always intense. And if he liked you, he loved you. And obviously, he loved you a lot. Yeah. Like you brought him like smiles. You made him smile.
Yeah, so, man, it's tough. That's my dog. I was more impressed with just how people thought he was when you on the team with him. It's like that, but he takes care of you. He watches over you. He
great teammate.
You good, yeah. When we first got there on training camp in Vegas, he threw like a a team gathering for all of us to get together, like a nice little party. So I was like, Kobe party? I was shocked. I'm like, okay, let's go. He said it's once a year though. I think it's only once a year for like.
He was also very competitive.
Yeah.
Did you ever guard him?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh man, we got some heated ones, but we were talking trash back and forth. You know, that's why it didn't matter who it was.
He tried to posterize everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people in the area, and even the pros, they didn't realize Rip invited Kobe to Ash Park.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Ash
Oh,
Park
yes.
is a park in Coatesville, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
They have photos of Kobe and Rip sitting at the Ash Park signing jerseys and talking to kids and everything like that. Oh yeah, Rip had Kobe to Ash Park, and Kobe was more than willing to come. Said, this is the place in Coatesville. This is the basketball mecca in the town of Coatesville. Ash Park, the court's down there. And Kobe came.
They got a history, because before they even got to the pros and everything, they were high school friends. They made friendship. They was to go to camps together, and you look and you see one example. And when they went to the McDonald's All-American game, who were the roommates? Kobe and Rip. That should tell you something. Yeah. I still have the picture on my phone.
Well, you'll send it to me.
It's good. My pocket's kind of light right now.